Bottle jobs. Bunch of absolute bottle jobs. Not gonna lie, guys, my house is riddled with illness at the moment, so we're going to keep this very short and sweet today because, frankly, I feel about as fresh as Arsenal's title hopes. If you guys don't know, this is Premier League Predictor, the series where we take on each other in predicting the Premier League results. A point for a correct result, 5 points for a correct scoreline. And it's free for you guys to enter. All you've got to do is put your predictions in the comments down below. And of course, like this video and subscribe to the channel to help me out. Last week, I actually didn't do too badly at all. I got the West Ham Liverpool score spot on, but I was let down by Manchester United, Chelsea, and of course Arsenal. Everyone was let down by Arsenal because we do not want to see Man City have the chance at a treble, and frankly it looks like they might do it. And the fact that our hopes are pinned on Manchester United to win a cup final against them, I'm not feeling too hopeful. Here are our subscriber results from last week, and I thought I'd done alright with 9 points. I thought I was doing okay. Then I did Jack Leas's and he got 15. I was like, come on mate, he has been wanting to get to the top for a while. But then Ben, who clearly got his wife to do his predictions this week, has managed to get 18 points. And I think that is one of the highest scoring weeks of this season. So fair play. If you want to find yourself in that top 3 of our leaderboard next week, you've got to get your predictions in now. Well, make sure you get the predictions in before the first game of the game week kicks off anyway. From now on, basically, every single game week is cross your fingers and hope that Man City lose. And it's not like I'm a fan of the bottle jobs Arsenal. I'm a Man United fan. I just don't want to see City win another title. Crystal Palace and West Ham both won't want to lose points this week. They need to make sure that they keep themselves just out of touch and distance of that relegation zone. So I've gone for them to draw 1-1. I think it'll be a pretty even affair. Wolves, I would argue, are safe from relegation. With 7 points away from the drop, you'd like to think so at this point in the season. I think Brighton have got more to play for here. They're going for a European spot in the Europa League up against Liverpool, Aston Villa and Tottenham, and they could catch them up considering they've got up to 3 games in hand on some of those teams. So I've gone for Brighton to win this game 2-1 just solely because they've got more to play for here. Brentford, in my opinion, are now out of the European race. They look like they're going to finish top half of the Premier League, and that'll be about it for them. Nottingham Forest, on the other hand, have got a lot to play for in this game. Every single point that Nottingham Forest can get their hands on could help them avoid relegation. And I think that the goalkeeper from Nottingham Forest, Navas, is going to have a huge game. He's been incredible recently. Some of the saves he's pulled off have really kept Nottingham Forest in some of these matches. And I think they're going to get a point against Brentford. I've gone for a board draw 0-0. I don't know. Brentford, for me, are hit and miss every week at the moment. They have lost a lot of form since such a good start to the season. And as I said, Nottingham Forest have got a lot to play for in these last few games. If they can get a point here, it would be huge. I'm taking everything from my core not to give Aston Villa the win here, if I'm honest. Man United have cheesed me off so much in the last week. They had the Sevilla absolute disaster class in Europe. And then we had the game up against whoever we played this week. I can't remember if I've raised it from my memory. Tottenham. Bloody Tottenham that got thrashed by Newcastle. Then come to Man United. Go 2-0 down by half time. I'm thinking, great. Time to relax, sit back, enjoy the rest of this match. No, we drop another 2-0 lead and draw 2-2. Honestly, United have been shocking. Maybe they're the real bottle jobs of the last game week. Up against Aston Villa, I've just gone for the same script basically. Villa are doing very well. Obviously, they've got a couple of games more played than Man United and are a couple of points behind, but they're definitely in a battle now with Liverpool and Tottenham to make sure that they get a European spot. I've actually gone for a 2-2 draw. Man United will lead 2-0 at half-time and they will then lose it. We're all Fulham fans this week. We definitely just want to see Fulham get a result against Manchester City. However, I don't see it happening. Man City are a battering ram right now. They're the only team in the form guide to have won all of their last 5 games, and they are just incredible at the moment. There's no stopping them. De Bruyne and Haaland link-up play is insane. So I can't help but go for a Man City win. I've hoped that there's some drama in there, that it might be a close affair. I've gone for 2-1 to Manchester City, but frankly, it's probably going to be a pretty straightforward day for them. Leeds and Bournemouth are again just above the relegation zone, and any point matters at this point. So I have gone for a pretty close affair again. I've gone for 1-1 between these two teams. I think neither team are going to want to lose, and they might just settle for taking a point. By the end of this game week, Southampton will be all but confirmed relegated. I've gone for Newcastle to win this one 4-0. I think it's going to be a pretty straightforward affair. Newcastle have got a lot to fight for at the moment at the top of the table. They're looking to finish third. I think Manchester United will give them a bit of a run for their money there, but I think I'm right in saying, hopefully I'm not jinxing it for Man United and Newcastle United fans here, but I think that they've probably both got Champions League football now. It's just a matter of pride. Who's going to finish third? Who's going to finish fourth? Liverpool versus Tottenham is a huge game. This will decide who gets into the Europa League, really. Obviously, both of them could go through to Europa League, but I think only one of them will. I think Aston Villa are actually going to surprise a lot of people, or Brighton are going to come in and sneak into that Europa League spot. We've got Liverpool versus Tottenham. I'm doing this prediction solely because, one, I think Liverpool deserve Europa League football more than Tottenham to an extent, and Tottenham are a little bit of a mess right now. Ryan Mason's done very well coming in and getting that point against Man United, but I kind of want some revenge for Man United here, and I'm relying on Liverpool to deal it. I've gone 3-1 to Liverpool, and I think it might be enough just to squander any hopes of European football for Spurs. Well, there's the Conference League, I suppose. Everton versus Leicester is arguably game of the week, because whoever wins this one will give themselves a much better chance of survival. Leicester City currently sat 18th with 29 points, and Everton currently sat 19th with 28 points. Where do I see this one going? I am going to say this solely because I've never seen Ben Miles cry, and I'd quite like to see it happen. I've gone for 2-1 to Everton. Everton to get enough points to end up creeping out of the relegation zone, and meaning they stay in the Premier League for another season, and Ben cries. It would be Arsenal's luck if Chelsea suddenly decided they knew how to play football this week, but I'm hoping it's not the case, because I still want to see this title race go right up until the end. Arsenal's form has been horrific recently, and they're still top of the league. That kind of says how good they were for the rest of this season. They need to get that form back. They need to win every single game now if they've got any chance of City slipping up. So I've gone for a win against Chelsea. I've put 1-0. I think that Chelsea, they need to do something to sort themselves out. We'll have to see what happens there. I think this summer for Chelsea's massive. There'll be a massive clear out of players. They'll sell a lot of players, and they'll redefine their squad a little bit to ensure that there's a smaller selection pool to pick from the next manager, and they can start to work on things a little bit better. I think when you've got an abundance of players in your squad and you're picking from such a large pool of people, it does make it quite hard to, one, keep everyone in the camp happy, but two, get team cohesion of a team that is playing on a regular basis. So that's the issue they have got at the moment. I have gone for Arsenal to win 1-0, and I think it's going to be, a reasonably tight affair, because Chelsea, they're going to want to upset them. So here's a rundown of my Game Week 34 Matters predictions for the Premier League, and what could be a deciding week for the relegation zone. We've got Crystal Palace and West Ham to draw 1-1. Brighton to win 2-1 against Wolves. Brentford and Nottingham Forest to draw 0-0. Man United and Aston Villa to draw 2-2. Manchester City to win 2-1 against Fulham. Bournemouth and Leeds to draw 1-1. Newcastle to win 4-0 against Southampton. Liverpool to win 3-1 versus Tottenham. We've got Everton to win away from home at Leicester 2-1. And Arsenal to win 1-0 against Chelsea. So that is it for my predictions today. I'm going to go and either throw up in the toilet or lie down. I feel like the back end of a donkey. And I'm starting to feel the pain that Arsenal fans are going through right now. But remember, guys, if you want to be involved, make sure you get your predictions in before Crystal Palace versus West Ham kicks off. And thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Love goes down. 100% copyright claim there.